Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. My wife has been caught cheating. TLDR, the wife and I are building a business together. We are almost done. I found out she is sleeping with a co-worker. Let me start with some background. My wife and I are both 54, MF. Married 31 years. She is an RN at a hospital. I have worked for a home builder since I was 18. We have 2 children, both grown out of the house in their 20s. We decided in our mid-40s to pursue my wife's dream of running a bed and breakfast. We have been looking on and off for years. We came across a piece of property of 5 acres and a home built in the 1870s. The original owners were large landowners in this area. They had an extensive agricultural business empire. Over the decades, fewer of the family wanted to stay in farming. Parcels of land were sold off. Our town is going through growing spurts as it has become quite touristy because of some, let's say, natural formations and beauty. The farmland along the main highways is being gobbled up. The house and land we purchased is away from the highways. Since we bought it, my wife and I are redoing the entire house. There has been neglect in some basic maintenance, and we want to restore the house to its prominence 150 years ago. Along with making a living. My wife has been in charge of decorating rooms as I finish, along with paying the mortgage. I am renovating room by room, paying for all material and any professional help, if needed. I am pretty handy, so most work is done by me. The last few years the housing industry has gone through the roof. We would work 8 days a week if we could. I was pulling in big money. Until last year. The pandemic knocked us out of work for a while in 2020, then the material shortages started. Of course my wife was on the front lines for the last 18 months. Last year she worked weeks at the hospital without days off. The medical staff stayed at the hospital. They had rooms, several slept in together. To say the least, the staff got very close. They worked 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Starting in March last year into the fall, then again after Thanksgiving. My wife, as always, after the kids were older, worked for others if they asked. She watched these young parents crying because they could not see their families. So, on their off times she would give up her time off and offer it to the staff that really needed it. There were others that did this too. The whole COVID experience changed her. Watching people put on ventilators, the deaths, etc., she was not the same person. She was distant. Our sex life went to zero. I attributed it to either her experiences or her age. I tried talking about it but was told she just didn't feel it anymore. We still worked closely on the house. We planned trips to an area in our state that had a large Amish population. The Amish here are known for the craftsmanship in woodworking and sewing. We bought several pieces of furniture for the bedrooms along with handmade quilts. This past weekend, we were planning on taking a 3-day trip to this area to buy dining room furniture. I also pay in trade with some wood that I get when I take down an old barn, which I do as a side gig. Barnwood is very much in demand. My boss calls me and tells me everyone is working the whole week as he was able to get wood and shingles for a house we have been sitting on, waiting for supplies. I told the wife we could go on Saturday and Sunday. On Friday morning she tells me she is still going with some workers because there is a fall festival going on too. I went to a local bar that night. One of her co-workers comes up to say hello. I asked if she was going on the trip. She knew nothing about it. So I texted the wife asking if she made it okay and asked who was all there with her. She texted back that this friend, her other close friend, and a friend called Stevie. I had heard this name the last few months. Until then I always thought they was female. I asked her friend at the bar if she knew Stevie. She said no, but there is Steven that works with them. The wife gets back Sunday afternoon. She has bags of tablecloths, napkins, kitchen towels, etc. She is showing me what she bought. In one bag there was a smaller bag. She pulled it out, looked in it and said, "Oh, not this bag, it's not for us." I let it go. Later I looked in the bag, she had hidden it in a closet. It was decorations for a man cave for a college team I don't follow in sports, so it wasn't for me. I asked to talk with her. I asked again who all went. She gave the same 3 people. I just asked who Stevie was because we had not met. She told me about a woman they work with. I pulled out the man cave stuff and told her I talked to her friend, who was supposed to be away last weekend but her plans blew up. Then I asked who Stevie was again. She started crying and told me who he was, and yes, they were by themselves. They had sex. They have been since last year during their hospital lockdown. So now she is living in one of the finished bedrooms. I have our bedroom. I will talk to a lawyer on Monday. I have no idea what to do about the house, the business, the marriage. To me she was sorry she was caught, but not for the affair. I asked her if she would break it off with Stevie. She was not sure. Sell the business, divide assets appropriately through mediation/lawyer. Definitely divorce. Here is why. She is not sorry, seems to have no regret other than getting caught. Second, she is unsure whether she can or wants to stop the affair. In cases like this, don't put your life at mercy of her uncertainty, make that decision yourself. Lastly, for someone to do this after 31 years, is absolutely immoral, bad enough when it is early in marriage but after building a life together. Be selfish, look out for yourself from here on out. I highly doubt it was the first time. People don't stay married for 30 years then just cheat. She has cheated before, I have no doubt. I heard hospitals were like that from several people I know. I'm starting to believe they were telling the truth and it's just a big duckfist in hospitals. This also, get your kids' DNA tested. If they're not yours, at least you won't have to worry about child support. They're over 18. He wouldn't have to pay child support anymore anyway. Can't agree with you more. Take this advice. As you said, she's sorry she got caught. Doesn't know if she'll end the affair. Get yourself a shark lawyer and divorce. Seek a split of the marital assets. Pay her no spousal support. Threaten to expose her and her AP to the hospital. Also, out her to family and friends. Don't keep her infidelity a secret. Good luck. Yes, 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 and yes. Update: my wife was caught cheating. It's been a hectic couple weeks. Along with my work and side gigs picking up, the wife and I were battling. I saw a lawyer. After I explained everything, he suggested we try to work it out before he gets involved. The house is still not a business and cannot be sold as such. We would have to sell it as a house, unfinished, which would lower the price. We have sunk well over $100,000 into the house plus the mortgage. The lawyer will have to consult with a real estate attorney and maybe one dealing with businesses. So their fees are going to be high. So, I tried to approach the wife to see if we could talk. I don't know if she is embarrassed about being caught, but she has dug in her heels. She told me to leave the house. I told her I have no plans to do that. Then she countered with my giving up the master suite and me moving to one of the bedrooms. I again tell her I don't plan on it either. She then says she is off the next couple days and will move all my stuff out and put it in the foyer for me to decide where I am going to stay. So I end the conversation. I went out where my supplies are stored and grabbed a new door lock with the push-button keypad. I was going to install on the bedroom doors once we had guests. We can change the combination after each guest. I installed it on the master suite door. The next day I went to work. When I came home after a day of angry messages for putting the lock on, she was livid. "How dare you lock me out of my bedroom," was her war cry. After back and forth I asked if we could please talk. She finally agreed. Later that evening we sat down. I told her I was very hurt to find out of the affair and that I wish she would have told me she was not happy. She did not say anything. So I continued with that as far as I am concerned the marriage is over. She just nodded her head. I then told her I have been to an attorney. This caught her by surprise, by her look. I explained what the attorney said, that it would be best if we could come to some agreement on what to do. Our largest asset is the house, and to sell it we would take a huge loss. She just smiled and said, "I can prove that I have paid the mortgage, so the house is mine." I shook my head no. My attorney explained the house is a marital asset. Both names on the mortgage. I then pulled out a couple binders. I have every receipt that I have filled by room on what has been spent. I started this just out of curiosity and just kept going as we finished rooms. I can prove I spent thousands of my money in refurbishing the house. She was caught off guard by the receipts. She has not been to an attorney. I proposed that we live peacefully together and finish the house. We can then set the B&B up. She could buy me out of the business at that time. She dug her heels in again. No, I need to leave. If not, she has plans to move Stevie in. This hurt like a bit. I got up and got a glass of water to collect my thoughts. When I came back to the table I told her if I see him in the house or on the property, I would start disassembling everything that has been done. Every nail and every screw I put in I would take out. Every light and plumbing fixture would be taken down. I said I would not destroy them because I own them. I would replace them with any old piece of salvage material I could find. I said think about it, consult with whoever is giving you dime store advice. Let me know. Yesterday, she came to me, we had not talked in several days. She asked if we could talk again. She had talked with our kids. I had called each and told them what's going on. Our daughter suggested to her that we stay in the house until completion. Start the business as I suggested. Then maybe I could move out but still own 50%. Mom could run the business, bringing in an employee or two to help run the place, do yard work, give Mom a day off. I told her I would think about it, but my stance on Stephen will not change. So I have another appointment with an attorney. The big issue is we probably will not be in business until 2023. The outside needs much work along with landscaping, plus we need to come up with a room for one of us to live in. The room I am in is part of the rooms to rent. TLDR, the marriage is over. Now it's how to come to separation without bankrupting us. You are going at this the wrong way. Stevie most likely thinks he has hit the jackpot with her getting the house. They are going to set you up and then get you mad enough to make threats and then get a restraining order. Next step will wear you down till you give them the house for nothing. Turn the tables on lover boy, tell your wife to ask Stevie to buy out your half and they can run the business. Tell your wife you just want to get on with your life. Put the pressure on Stevie to take the responsibility of your wife on his shoulders and let him be burdened with her love fantasy with him. Turn your wife onto Stevie whereas he puts up his money. Nothing kills a love affair than putting your money where your mouth is. This you/tapping out 123. Ask STBXW and Stevie to meet you somewhere neutral to discuss a business opportunity with you regarding the B&B. Once you meet, ask Stevie to buy you out. This way your STBXW is a witness. Also record the conversation if allowed to in your location, just in case they decide to gang up on you and make up some bizarre tale to screw you over. I wonder if he'll run for the hills once he's asked to put some dollars in. If he does take off, talk about a wake-up call for STBXW. He will have shown her who he really is. If he agrees to the proposal, you can breathe easy and have eliminated that particular monetary risk. She becomes his problem to deal with along with the bankruptcy risk. Have your lawyer draw up a legal agreement to this effect. It will be hard, but try to keep your own emotions completely out of it. This becomes strictly a business transaction and you'll need to try your hardest to treat it as such. Once the transaction is complete, money has changed hands and divorce is final, you will feel like a massive weight has lifted off of your shoulders. I'm so sorry you are dealing with this. Edit, discuss with a lawyer regarding this option first, to ensure that you are going about this the correct way and if it is even possible. You should meet at your lawyer's office. I bow to your wisdom, celebratory hands in the air. This, get her to pay you out and leave now when she is still alone and have no partner to make you feel more degraded and angry. Update2 My wife was caught cheating. See my profile for original post and first update. Sorry I have not updated. I am recovering from a stroke almost 4 months ago and am just now getting back whole. My wife and I were discussing how we would split our assets. Our lawyers said it would be best if we came to some consensus. As we were talking, the stroke hit. I was sitting for 1 second, then hit the floor. My wife is an iron. Thank God she saw something was wrong when she asked if I was alright. I hit the floor. She called 911 and told them I was having a stroke. I went to the hospital for a week, then to rehab. My wife had taken a leave to care for me when I got home. I don't think I would have recovered near as well without her. She went back to work in January when she felt I could manage somewhat by myself. Our kids stop over when she works her 12-hour shifts though. I don't know if she is still seeing Stevie because she spent 2 months by my side. However, she has taken a couple 3-day holidays away. So I think that may still be going on. Right now divorce talk has been pushed to the side. Thank you for those asking for updates and the many DMs asking where I was. I am on the mend. I have some issues walking, so going back to work is out of the question. I may have to come up with something else. Hope your recovery is going well. Hang in there and don't sweat the divorce until you are ready. Gotta say, your STBXW got a nasty side. I'm thankful mine didn't. I don't think I would have handled it well. Thanks. Damn, stay strong. Dude, sorry, all that stress, so much suffering got to your body. Don't change your plans about divorce, unless she truly wants to make amends, but those 3 days holiday shows that her mind is made up. Take care of yourself, best to you. Can I just say that I am so sorry to hear you had a stroke. I hope you can recover fully from it. My twin had a stroke and it's so scary. I pray you heal quickly. I am also sorry about you and your wife. I hope you two can maybe work it out. Best of luck to you. Sending my prayers and good vibes your way up. Thank you. So sorry to hear about your stroke on top of the divorce and your wife cheating. Keep hanging in there and stay strong. You will come out the other end in a better place. Thanks. Update 3, my wife was caught cheating. I hope it's the last one. Sorry I haven't updated. I know many have asked. First I want to say how much I appreciated all the support. Especially from those on PM. There were multiple chats that showed real concern for me and let me use them as a sounding board. On to the update. I have filed for divorce. I was starting to waver. I think because of my health issue I stopped seeing the whole issue. The STBXW was very kind and nurturing to me in recovery. Once I was back on my feet, taking care of myself, I started realizing things. STBXW took weekends away once or twice a month. The kids would visit to help out. I now realize she was going to Stevie's place or going away with him. The kids got clued in right away. My daughter has been all over STBXW. Their relationship is now nil. That is a shame. My son disapproves but has not cut ties. We discussed divorce, dividing assets. It will be amicable. Neither of us can buy the other out. We listed the place with a business broker, I guess that's what to call him. He found a company, Thinkfo, Airbnb, to give us a great offer. So we will divorce and move when it is finalized in a month or two. The sale will go through then. My health is not all the way back and probably never will be. I have a great boss who is working with me as I grow into this new role as a project manager for him. Thanks for all the support. Hi Up, I'm very happy that you are recovering well. I'm also happy that you and your STBXW had found a common ground to decide about the divorce in a civil way. Now, you can just focus on way to heal from it and the stroke. Thanks. Up, how old are you and your STBXW? I'm asking because I thought strokes only happened in older people. How is your recovery? Are there parts of your body that you are still having issues moving? Does your doctor have any ideas as to what might have caused your stroke? He mentioned in his first post that he and his wife were 54. That was about a year ago, so probably 55 now for both. Which makes his wife's decision even more reckless. She's not going to find many people willing to wife up a 55-year-old mother. But once she realizes it, it'll be too late by then. Very true. Manop's wife is just freaking brutal. I guess she just wanted to marry a doctor. I really hope she gets what's coming. Op's been through hell the past 8 months and seems to be surprisingly stoic, which is so impressive. I don't know if I could even deal with the mind duck of having my wife of 20-odd years doting after me, being a big part of why I recover so well from my stroke, all the while knowing deep down she's also continued to betray me every time she takes a long weekend during this same period. I agree, the first thing I'll do if my wife ever betrays me is change the will and all of the insurance documents. A cousin's baby had a stroke in utero. I knew they could happen to young people before that, but I was shocked that apparently even a fetus can have them. Wow, I never heard of anything like that. Your STBXW will have a hard time moving forward. Her boyfriend will constantly be looking over his shoulder waiting for her to start cheating on him. It's an inevitability with cheaters. While you recover, her nice little world with him will be falling down around her. Don't be surprised in a year that she wants you back. Be strong and tell her to duck right off. What does she say about her relationship with her children? She is hurt by her daughter. I told both to give it time. Without sounding like I'm blaming you, this kind of behavior is why women cheat in the first place. She previously tried to duck you over/kick you out, and it was only your foresight that prevented it. Stop defending a woman that would, had she had her way, have kicked your ass out, taken as much as she could and moved her lover in pronto. Also stop trying to dictate other people's relationships. My parents tried to do that when I fell out with the other. It made me resent them. She cheated on you and your kids. Being a parent is a privilege, not a right. She's lost so much respect and admiration from her kids that she will never get back. Do you think if she eventually marries him that the kids will go? That's crazy. It will never be the same for anyone in your family. I told both to give it time. Why would you do that? Stop protecting your ex. This is her mess to fix, not yours. Firstly, I hope you make a full recovery in time. It's unfortunate your relationship is ending the way it is. Reconciliation is impossible if your wife is still seeing Stevie. You did nothing wrong, this is all on her, just do what's best for you. Unfortunately, I don't have any advice for you, but you do have my best wishes for you. I wish you peace, happiness, health, and a great future. Thank you. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.